What guidance would you give for finance candidates who are interested in the Dubai job market?
Networking is definitely non-negotiable in this market because it's more relationship driven as opposed to transactional. So whether you're on the ground or whether you're planning to obviously relocate, network with as many people as possible because it will help you in the long term. Another thing that I would say is be realistic when it comes to your salaries. Look at salary guides. They get released every year. So look at that.
Hey there, listeners. Can you believe it? We're already on season 4 of the Alchemy Uncensored podcast. Before we dive into today's episode, I've got one quick favor to ask. I'm sure anyone that listens to podcasts will know what I'm about to ask. But if you've been loving the journey so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode, especially as we keep leveling up this season. And while you're at it, why not leave us a review? Your feedback has been a huge part of what's gotten us to season 4, and it helps us keep bringing you the content you love. And of course, one more thing. If you're feeling extra generous, share this episode with a friend who'd love to hear it. Let's grow this amazing community together. And all right, that's it for now. So let's get straight into the show. Thank you. Now, let's turn our attention to Dubai. First ever podcast appearance. How is it?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Did you sleep okay last night?
I tried to, but yeah, as you can tell by the bags underneath my eyes, probably not that well.
It's not as bad as mine, so don't worry. So
your bald spot and everything.
Yeah, I am balding, yeah. Thank you.
A lot of revelations here.
Just whenever we get to the podcast studio, I always see it. Sorry, too much light, you know? Oh, good. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I'm balding anyway. So now, this will probably be, a very watched episode, so no pressure. Because at the end of the day, Dubai still is the number one destination for finance professionals. Obviously, Abu Dhabi is getting more and more popular. But the reality is, people are going to be listening to this. They're going to listen to your opinion. So hopefully.
Putting pressure for
I thought a lot of people are fleeing to Abu Dhabi. What's happened here?
Anyway,
Dubai will always be Dubai.
Yeah. So look, we're joined by Anchal. Anchal joined us in September.
That's right.
4 months in the business. Done a very good job. Very glad to have you. You've made a great impact.
It feels like a lot longer than 4 months.
I know.
It does, yeah. But she's still here.
She's a beast.
Probation.
Yeah.
Probation's still
I
ongoing.
think I was just telling
I was
me
just
that.
telling her that I felt she's here for 6 months.
Yeah, since July. I'm like,
And then
wow.
we got Serbi coming back in April.
we were always working together.
Yeah.
So then we have Serbi coming back. The Indian Mafia will be complete again. I'll be getting bossed around
forward to
properly.
it.
But look, you've been in the region many years. I worked with you many years ago. You're not new to the market. I think you've been here 8 years in recruitment and finance, 7?
Around 8 to 9 years.
Yeah,
That's
8
correct.
to 9 years. Yeah. So look, you are an expert in the market. So
I would think so.
let's navigate through all these questions then, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with a big picture question, Anshul. How would you describe the general market overview for Dubai?
Well, I think it was a very interesting market. We saw a lot of ups and downs throughout, and I think a lot of agencies could attest to that. For us, I think in 2025, we didn't necessarily have the best Jan, but our Q2 and Q4 were very, very quarters. For me personally, as you mentioned, I joined in Q4, and we did see a very healthy inflow of work coming, especially within the mid to senior level. Usually what we do see is Q4 tends to be a strong quarter given the fact that a lot of budgets need to be utilized for critical roles. So yeah, it's giving us a little bit of optimism for H1 this year.
Good. So what are the hiring trends in 2020? I know you've only been with us 4 months, but obviously you were working before in this year as well. So how's the overall year been for you?
It's been good. Like I told you, it's been a lot of ups and downs. But if I have to look at our stats in general, 70% of the work that we've done in Alchemy has been within the Dubai market. But what we have also seen is the job count declined as well by 30% in 2025 in comparison to 2024. And I think that could be due to so many different reasons, right? It was a volatile market. There was a lot of market uncertainty. The fact that there was a lot of cost-saving initiatives involved and a lot of hiring that did take place were much more strategic as opposed to volume-based. At least that's my analysis of it. So that's what we've seen. Again, based on the stats that we have within Alchemy, we had a lot of our hiring trends move towards mid-level recruitment.
Yeah.
So around 40 to 45% of recruitment was within mid-level. Senior level recruitment was quite stable, I would say. But we did see a little bit of a drop in junior level hiring, in fact. And I think in your last podcast, you did mention the same. It's because it resulted due to AI automation, due to SSEs that are reducing the need for traditional accounting roles.
I think there's definitely a big element of that. Then there's probably an element of offshoring as well.
Correct, yeah.
So I think that's definitely like what I've seen is that it's super competitive, too many candidates, but it doesn't mean that there's too many incredible candidates. It's just there's and the big point, which I know we probably sound like a broken record, but in this market, some candidates will be perfect for one job but not perfect for the other job, which is the exact same job. And that doesn't happen in too many markets.
That's right. There's been an oversupply of candidates, as you can see, even with the traffic outside. It's nonstop. And I think this is the case for the last 2 years. We've also seen a push towards fractional roles and a lot of contractual roles, at least from what I've seen from like our numbers within like Q2 to Q4 itself. Lots of that happening, and I think you've been the forefront of that narrative.
Graham's done a great job in there. And look, the space, it isn't just people when they hear fractional, they think CFO. It's not just CFOs.
Yeah.
Like there's fractional finance managers, controllers, FP&A, and this is a space, we're going to grow out. We're going to have an episode with Graham coming weeks, giving a lot more detail. But I think it's a great fit, especially for so many SMEs that they can get really, really good advice. Like we're going to have a fractional CFO as a business. So for us, it'll be very good.
I also think strategically, even for those who are immediately available, given the fact that there's an oversupply of candidates obviously moving over here, it's a good strategic way to get your foot in the ground in the market by just doing a fractional role, because then you basically understand the nuances of that market itself.
And then, again, we've asked the question on the podcast, money is in Dubai. What are we seeing?
So I know we've been talking about the fact that there's been an influx of candidates that are moved over here. This has resulted in an oversupply of candidates, and that domino effect has resulted in obviously a lot of competition. This has affected, let's say, the starting salaries all across all levels in general. So that's what we've seen. So a lot of the salaries have flatlined. So there's not much changes, really speaking, because of the nature of the Dubai market. But I would say that for like specialized niche roles or business critical positions, and I think these professionals can command for a higher salary with good negotiation skills.
There's lots of negotiators in this market, isn't there? Yeah.
We've seen that obviously last year.
So what are the key skills in demand? So obviously in Abu Dhabi, on the previous episode, Wiam said it was, group level experience. What are we seeing in Dubai?
It's the same. We saw a lot of group level reporting and consolidation roles, especially not just on the senior level, junior and the mid level as well. So there's been a huge push towards that. So just to ensure that obviously processes are streamlined, the numbers are accurately depicted as well. So we've seen a lot of push on that. A lot of finance business partner, strategic finance roles as well. I would only say that there's also a push towards or a need for, given that there's obviously a lot of evolution happening, right? We're moving towards the digital era. So essentially, even those who have data analytics experience or Power BI experience, that will definitely be the need of the hour.
Yeah, I think, and the other thing I would say is for people is that I'd say every second client we speak to is doing ERP implementation.
That is very true.
So if you have SAP, Dynamics, get that across. Because for people outside the region, this stuff happened 5, 10, 15 years ago in companies.
Yeah.
Well, here it's a bit of a catch up. So you may think, whatever country you're from, that of course they've implemented a new system.
Yeah.
For the most part, they mightn't have here. And that's a skill set which I think people don't get across, because everyone we speak to, we've just implemented it or we're in the process of implementing it. So getting that skill set, if you have it across, is valuable in this market.
I would completely agree, because every, I think, client requirement we've had so far, there's obviously a specific system experience, or if someone's actually rolled out that system implementation. So I would say stick that on your CV or on your LinkedIn page. And
for listening who are like, that's crazy. Why has it happened? The reason why it's happened is that 5 years ago, 10 years ago, UE was very transient place where CFOs were in a job for 2 years, then they go. 1 year, then they go. While in markets where the CFO is there for 5, 10, 15 years, he or she will implement the system and stay. While here, because it has been quite transient, I'm the CFO one day, you're the CFO next day, you have a completely different vision for the business. You're like, no, we're not doing that ERP. So that's why, for people who are wondering, like, why is that so in demand? That's why it is.
Yeah.
Well, now CFOs are staying longer in roles here. People aren't moving, and that's down to a few factors. One, the salaries aren't going up. So someone who's on 100K a month, they're not going to take a job for 90K a month.
That's true.
So these are the factors people need to
account for. Yeah.
So give us a quick overview. What are the top performing industries? If I'm sat in a oil and gas company, am I getting a job here? What industries have been busy?
Technology, consulting, manufacturing have been top performing industries, not just in 2025, but 2024. So.
And construction is always busy here.
Construction is busy. Real estate is quite busy as well. These have been the top performing.
Yeah, because it's interesting because every year there's a bit of a industry that comes out of nowhere. Like a couple of years ago was
trading.
Yeah, commodity trading was last year. Then fintech payments was the year before that. Yeah, I'd say definitely construction is definitely up a bit again as well.
Yeah, I mean, have you looked outside? Like it's all new buildings, cranes everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's not.
No. So yeah, look, it's a market. There's a lot more candidates than jobs. And for our listeners that will listen to this and they'll send you a message straight away saying, can we jump on a call? It's very, very hard for my team or the wider business or any recruiter just to answer any requests. If I'm being honest, the people who are on the ground are always going to get preference.
Yeah.
So don't get I think it's one thing that we've noticed, that you get some more sort of passive aggressive candidates definitely in the last 18 months, where I know how frustrating it could be for someone who's not here, but we're doing our best. At the moment, the market that we're in is we're trying to get jobs on. There's no point just speaking to every candidate when you've got no work.
Yeah.
So we have to be out BDing, meeting clients, reconnecting. So, for anyone that does reach out to anyone on the team or myself, if we don't get back to you straight away, just bear with us, listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that's why we're recording this, so that we can put as much information out there as possible.
If someone sends me a WhatsApp, you'll be getting this podcast. So, but we try to cover as many topics. And the last question is that question. You'll be giving the exact same answer to every candidate. They have a call. What guidance would you give for finance candidates who are interested in the Dubai job market?
Networking is definitely non-negotiable in this market because it's more relationship driven as opposed to transactional. So whether you're on the ground or whether you're planning to obviously relocate, network with as many people as possible because it will help you in the long term. Another thing that I would say is be realistic when it comes to your salaries. Look at salary guides. They get released every year. So look at that. Utilize recruiters as well. Whoever is in your market itself, just obviously reach out to them, get the reality of what the salaries are. Another thing that I would say is be patient. This market, in terms of processes, it does take a lot longer. Be it in Abu Dhabi, be it in Dubai. So you need to understand that patience is key, resilience is key, and things don't move as quick as with maybe other markets.
Yeah, jumping on that is this 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
If you're outside the region, you think you're getting a 30% uplift on your package, you stay where you are. We still get these candidates from certain countries, one neighbouring to us, that have this view that they can get a 20-30% uplift on their package from the city that they're working in.
Yeah.
There is a thing called tax in that country. So my view is wherever you are, if you want to get a role here, the salary will be in around the package you're getting. When I look at Ireland and UK, that's what I'm based on, having worked in both countries. You'll get that package, but you'll get it tax-free. Or it'll be 5 or 10% below with the no tax. There's sometimes some outlandish expectations with candidates.
Oh, yeah.
And it's always priorities, right? It's people, I think candidates focus in so much on what that number is today. When 5 years down the line, you could be way ahead of where you would be if you were anywhere else in the world. So your value goes up the more time you spend here. So don't focus.
And the honest thing, especially people who are not here, the honest reality is if you're just rude or thing, you're getting blacklisted by the agency, they're not going to tell you on the phone call, but if we deal with...
I've had a couple of those.
Yeah, but the honest... And this is important for these people to know, it's not a case, we're not just...
I'm a human being, at the end of the day.
We're not just doormats. So, if you think you can... we'll be professional to you, but, if you're that difficult to deal with in the first conversation, you're going to be a nightmare.
Because if you talk to me like that, then how are you going to talk to your boss or the HR or that company? I'd worry about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, That's my little rant over there now.
Rant over.
You know who you are.
We all same.
Plural. Any other guidance before we close?
I would say invest in upskilling, especially given the fact that there's an oversupply of candidates out here. So you need to try to be a specialist as opposed to a generalist if you want to stand out or if you want to get the job of your dreams. Not only that, invest in even certifications. It's good to be qualified by experience, but here qualifications do tend to be a big thing.
Yeah.
So definitely try to invest in that.
You need to add a few strings to your bow because otherwise, you're not standing out. Even finance people doing a tax qualification actually is valuable because there's so many SMEs here that they will take that into account. So, Anchal, you did it.
I did it.
You did it, yeah.
How was that?
How's it
Easy.
feel?
Yeah, it was good.
Amazing.
Thank you.
That really rounds off the picture of the Dubai market, and thank you for that, Anchal. And obviously, we
welcome.
wish you a big year ahead. Some big announcements coming your way. Very excited to see what happens this year. Hopefully, you pass your probation.
Hopefully.
Hasn't she passed already?
I thought I did. I thought I did.
We extended it.